Okay, Must Grill here again. Last night was a disaster. I didn't even put, anyway, I didn't even, I cooked Kung Pao beef, and I mean, it was looking good until I put it together, put it in the wok, and whew, it was like a uranium spill. I mean, a Chernobyl meltdown. It was so nasty, couldn't even eat it. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Tonight, I'm making just a simple Italian red sauce. Okay, I'm going to put meatballs in it. I did cheat, but I went and got some of Mama Rosita's frozen meatballs. You know, I like to make them, but I ain't got the time tonight. But anyway, here I got me some of these San Maranzanos. There, those big long ones. Okay, now I've crushed them. Most recipes say you should put these in a blender. Oh my goodness, no. What I do is I'm going to turn the heat on. I already got the heat on this pan. And I'm going to take some olive oil, splat this olive oil, pour around in there, put these tomatoes in there, and I got me some, because it takes about 20 minutes, 25 minutes at a steep simmer for, these tomatoes will break down, their sugars will concentrate, they'll be great, and I'm going to add me some vegetable stock to replace the juice that concentrates, because you need just a little bit of juice. Then I'll remove them from this pan, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to fry some red onion, which is in that bag, and 2 or 3 cloves of garlic. I've got some parsley, and I got me some crushed red pepper, and oh yes, and what would sauce be without a tad of sugar? Just a good pinch, by about maybe less than a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon. And you have to taste it and adjust. And salt and pepper. All right, we're going to put this thing together. We'll be back. I'll show you once it's bubbling in here how it breaks down. All right, so just look here. I mean, I did hand crush these, but they're still in pretty good pieces. I just like to crush the old tops right there, just to get them really crushed up, because they can be tough, but they do cook down also. All right, we'll be back. Okay, I put like probably 2, maybe 3 tablespoons. I just put a good coating of some good olive oil in there, and then I poured those tomatoes in. When I first poured them in, yes, they did sizzle that. But the pan's getting to where it's just right now. You see it bubbling around there. Now I'm gonna cook these about 20 minutes, maybe 25, and they'll break down. They'll break down nicely. Put a lid on them. Just let them go. And then I will add vegetable stock if needed, because they're gonna cook off the water pretty quick. All right. I'm not gonna put the lid on just yet. I want them to cook down first. All right. We'll be back. Okay. Now I let these cook down to they're getting pretty thick. And I've added maybe I don't know, 3/4 cup of vegetables, unsalted vegetable stock, because you don't want to use salted in this. Tomatoes already got enough. And I like the kitchen basics. They're pretty good. So now I'm gonna bring it back up to a boil. I got it on medium high. Put a lid on it. I'm gonna turn it down to medium low, and I'm gonna let it simmer 20 minutes more. It's been cooking about 10 or 15. 20 minutes more. Then I'm going to do the onions and the garlic, and I'm going to put it in here, and then I'm going to put those in another pan, and then I'm going to simmer it for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and we're going to be ready. Spaghetti with meatballs and red sauce and a salad, simple salad. All right.
Is it angel hair pasta?
Angel hair pasta. All right. Yes.
Yummy.
We'll be back. Okay. It's been about, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe a little longer, 35 minutes. Okay, I said 25. It actually been closer to, I don't know, 35. So it's still a little chunky, but that's okay. You'll like those chunkiness when you put it over your pasta. All right, I'm gonna cut up some onions and garlic here, and we're gonna saute them. We're gonna add these tomatoes to that, or add that to these tomatoes, cook it down, and you'll see. All right. With parsley and basil. Hey, there's my blind German amigo, Shelby. Yep, see, she can't see. Anyway, she's blind, but we still love her. All right, we'll be back. Okay, what I done here is I've showed you this in the past. Just take I got 3 garlic cloves. Just smash them with the top of your hand on that. Y'all seen that. I don't have to show you. Dang it. Anyway, I've smashed 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to saute them with this red onion. Alright, I'm going to chop up the onion. We'll be back. Okay, I've cut this onion. I've cut 2 slices out of it. I'm gonna put them together and I'm gonna cut them in half, like just like that right there. And then I'm gonna fold them up and I'm gonna chop them into just a little bitty cubes. Then I'm gonna put them in that pan and cook them slowly. And then I'm gonna put in the garlic. And I'm gonna dump it back into the tomatoes. Oh, don't forget the olive oil. All right, we'll be back. Okay, here's those onions. They're chopped up. They're not minced. They're chopped into little cubes. I don't know. It just gives you something to crunch on when you're eating this red sauce. All right, there's the garlic. Here's the pan. I'm gonna put some olive oil in there. I only got one hand. And I'll put some, I don't know, maybe 2 tablespoons, just enough to lightly coat the pan. Put in the onions for like, I don't know, maybe a minute, and throw in the garlic for maybe a minute, and then dump it into them tomatoes. All right, we'll be back. Okay, these onions have been in here about a minute. Here's the garlic. Dump all the garlic in there. Give it a good stir. Now you don't want this garlic to burn. You just want it to get just to where you start to smell it, and then dump it in them tomatoes. All right, give it about probably 30 seconds or so. All right, there we go. There's a thing from the tomatoes. All right, that's the alarm. Don't want to overcook them. All right, we'll be back. Okay, at this point, I just put in the onions and the garlic, and I did taste it. At this point, it's great, but the onions and the garlic are just now starting to kiss this. It'll take about 10 minutes. I'm going to put in some crushed red pepper. It does need a tad of salt. And I'm going to put in some black pepper too. And I'm just the seasonings. At this point, you can probably throw in a bay leaf. It wouldn't hurt nothing. But I'm going to throw in some parsley and some basil here. I'm going to throw in some basil next. And I'll show you some. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 leaves cut into oh, y'all gonna love this, a chiffonade. Oh, there's a chiffonade right there. Poor thing can't see. Anyway, we'll be back. I'll show you about the chiffonade. All right. Okay, I just added the salt, the black pepper. Now I'm gonna add some red pepper. But anyway, and I have to add a bay leaf. It does. It just needs just one. Now basil is your preference. I've got 6 or 7 leaves here. And I really like basil. It gives it that licorice fennel taste that's some people only put 2 bay leaves. Some people put 7 like I do. Because I mean, this ain't much. This is only about 3 or 4 cups of sauce. So I'm thinking 7 leaves is good. Anyway, I'm gonna roll them up like you do like a little cigar. And then I'm going to slice them with that knife across the grain, till they're in ribbons. I'm going to put it in there. Alright, y'all know what a cigar is. Alright, that's how you roll it up. We'll be back. Okay, ain't that something? These little ribbons. Yeah, that's called let me get it all up here. That's called a chiffonade. Learned that from watching the Food Network. Alright, we're going to incorporate all this, stir it in good. I'm going to have to add a little bit more vegetable stock and a touch of water. Put in some red pepper. Let this simmer for another 25-30 minutes. I'm going to put some of them old store-bought meatballs in the oven. I'm going to boil some water, make some angel hair. And I got some padano, regiano, parmigiano. You know what that's all about. That's that sheep parmesan from Italy. Anyway, that stuff is good. Alright, we're going to stir it up. We'll be back. Okay, one thing I forgot to add was that I put about a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, and I put about, I don't know, a tablespoon or so of chopped Italian parsley in there. See, it's already starting to thicken up. I'm going to have to put a little bit more vegetable stock in there. Let it simmer. I'm going to put them meatballs in the oven and boil some water. We'll be back. Alright. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. Rosina. These people, apparently, if the story's true, they've got a store in Buffalo. And these are the best frozen meatballs you can buy. There's no... If you read them, some of them, mechanically separated chicken and turkey parts with beef and pork and oh, it's just nasty. But on their ingredients, there's no mechanically separated nothing. I mean, there's Romano cheese and everything in here. So I'm giving a shout out to Rosina. When you ain't got the time to make a meatball, these are the people. Use them. If you can get them, we can get them here. Anyway, that's just a plug for Rosina, however you say it. Anyway, I love them. We'll be back. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but I did put some olive oil on there and separate these things. All right, I'm gonna put them in the oven 20-25 minutes. Move them around a little bit after about 10 or 15. They'll be ready. Oh, I said 350. I cook them at 325. I got a convection oven. 350 for 20-25 minutes. 325. Same length time. All right, we'll be back. Okay. What I found with these little meatballs is just give them a little stir. This is the third time I've stirred them during the 25-minute cooking, and there's 11 minutes left, and I'll stir them a couple more times after this. All right. We'll be back. Okay. I'm telling you right here. Now, if you're just looking for quick meal, I've cooked this thing in less than an hour. And I even went up there and I went to the National Rifle Association store and ordered me a new jacket. Got me a green one. Looking good. Alright. Look at that. These meatballs, they are wonderful looking. They taste good too. I mean, you know, they're not as good as homemade, but they're close. They're very, very close. Alright, we'll be back. Okay. I was on the phone there a little bit longer than I wanted to talk to Miss Susan, but anyway, she's making sauerkraut. All right, I'll send this to her. Anyway, my wife loves angel hair. Capellini's the same thing. I got myself a vigorously boiling pot of water. Look at it here. This is ready. The meatballs are ready. We're fixing to put all this stuff together. There ain't gonna be no salad because the tomatoes were not good. Anyway, got that Pluger butter there. All right, we're gonna cook the angel hair. It takes about 3 minutes. Strain it. We'll be back. Okay, now this is about the end of the 1 hour thing here, and I've tightened this red sauce up to where you can see the bottom of the pan, and there's no, look at that, there's nothing running in there. I'm gonna taste it, adjust the seasonings. I'm heating up the plates. The spaghetti's ready. The meatballs are ready. This blind dog got a meatball. And I got some padano, regiano, parmigiano, and what?
And we're ready.
And we're ready. We ain't got no salad because the tomatoes weren't worth a darn. I forgot. Anyway, no salad, but we got ourselves some red sauce with some angel hair and meatballs. All right, we'll be back. I got to adjust the seasoning. This ain't gonna take a little bit of sugar. Is all it's gonna take. Bye. We'll be back. Okay. I put two, oh, it's probably not quite a teaspoon of sugar in here. You know, I've had people holler at me, man, Italians don't put sugar in their sauce. And I'm going, yes, they do. Where they use balsamic vinegar, red wine, white wine, sugar, white sugar, or whatever they do, because it cuts the acidity of the tomatoes. Now, anybody else who don't believe, I'm not Italian. My wife's not Italian, but I have eaten at a lot of Italian restaurants, and I have seen the sugar put in there. All right, we ain't gonna go any more about the sugar. We're fixing to plate this up. All right, we'll be back. Okay, here's mine. Here's my wife's. Here's mine. Here's my wife's. She don't like me to dress hers up. Well, I like dressing mine up. It looks so pretty. Anyway, red, green, white, just like Italy. Red, green, white, just like Princess Margarita. Red, green, and my little blind dog. All right, look at that. I mean, this feeds 2 people. All right, this is it. Ain't nothing else left. We'll be back. but not tonight. We're going to go pray. Hope this country pulls out of this depression. I ain't going to say anything else. Anyway, we'll be back, but not tonight. God bless. Okay. This is it. My last bite. 4 or 5 meatballs and some extra padano, regiano, parmigiano, and I just want to say this stuff is delicious. All right, that's it. We'll be back, but not tonight. Last time, I'm telling you. Good night.